Peace to universal family. Peace to universal families.
Peace to universal family. Peace to the universal family. My name is Clocksyn. Peace to universal family. It's me, Clocksyn. So a little walk tonight. It's pretty nice out. I just had this thought dawn on me, so I wanted to make a video. Yeah, it's really early in the morning, and I'm dead tired. But I'm crunched for time, so I gotta start scheduling these videos whenever I do have the time. And I just had like a huge brainstorm idea. And I'm like, if I don't put this on video, I'm probably gonna forget it. And basically just something I've already covered before. But for those of you that don't know, I want to go in depth for y'all the meaning of Clocksyn. Okay? It's not just some pretty name I came up with to sound cool on YouTube. Okay? It's much, much deeper than that. Y'all know how I be with my Clocksyn stuff. I don't play when it comes to that stuff. You know, it's all cool to play once in a while, but when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious. Okay? So I want to break down basically what Clocksyn means on a basic level and then on a deeper level. So let's get straight into it. Okay? From the most basic perspective, okay, we got clock, which most people perceive as clock means something with with a clock, like time, right? So that is one perspective that you can look at when it comes to the name Clocksyn. Okay, time, and then the sin, which I spell S.Y.N, could stand for sense. So time, sense. Okay, that's one definition of Clocksyn if you don't want to go too deep into it. Okay, just think about it like that. Time, sense. But that's basically about it as far as that goes. Don't get no deeper than that. But the real creation of Clocksyn is an acronym. Okay, so I made this when I was 20, and I cherry picked the greatest aspects and attributes of myself, and that's when I created Clocksyn. And so what Clocksyn really stands for, which I'm gonna go down each individual letter and the deep concepts of those words and what they mean, right? So I've chosen to live my life completely different than what I'm used to because of this embodiment of Clocksyn that I've created. And so that's why it means so much to me, because this is my life now, and it's gonna always be like this. And so yeah, I just had a thought earlier, which is why I'm making this video. Like, when it comes to spirituality and religion and all other things, I'm like, I came to the realization a while ago, but didn't really sit down and think about it till maybe like a month ago, that they're all similar, right? And they all have aspects that tie together and similarities, you know? A lot of different religions and a lot of different spiritual practices are similar in a lot of ways, so that got me to thinking that it's really just other people's perspectives of the same thing, you know? Other people's different paradigms that they wrote in a book one day, and it made history for years to come. So it doesn't make it right, and it also doesn't make it wrong at the same time. It's just somebody's perspective, you know? So I'm here to tell y'all that I have my own perspective, and this goes into what Clocksyn means, right? So what I live by is the life and the path of righteousness. That's what I live by, okay? And righteousness goes into many different lanes when it comes to religion and spirituality, because everybody, says that they're righteous in their spirituality because everybody wants their spirituality to be the best. But in reality, righteousness covers righteousness. You know, if you're righteous, it doesn't really matter what religion, what spirituality you're attached to, as long as you're a righteous person. You know, so that's what I live by. And my righteous life has 8 principles within it that I live by. Okay, and so since I've chosen to live the righteous life, I have principles that keep me on this righteous path, no matter what. And that starts with consciousness, which is this first C of Clocksyn. Okay, so consciousness is to be consciously aware of something. And when you're aware of something, you're able to change something. That something, whether it's yourself, people around you, your mindset, anything you're consciously aware of, you have the ability to change it. Okay, if you're not aware of something, you don't. You know that term that y'all hear, you don't know what you don't know. That's 100% true. You don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know something, and I tell you something that you didn't know, you don't know it. So, you know, it's only so much you can do if you don't know. So it's my job as a righteous person to be conscious, you know, to know what I don't know. And to be aware that I don't know it, to learn it in the future. So that is number 1. It's just to be conscious. That just basically means to have an open mind. All right? Consciously aware. That's number 1. Number 2 is loyalty. And loyalty is a very important trait, because loyalty to me is very important, because I don't live by the acts of like cheating and lying, because that's not being loyal to myself. And if I want to be a righteous man, I can't lie and cheat, you know, because that's not being loyal to myself and the people around me, the people in my life. So loyalty is the number 1 trait that I have to live by, no matter what. Even outside of like people, loyalty to the things that I do, loyalty to my righteous lifestyle, loyalty to my friends, my family, you know, the ones that I love, loyalty to my ideas, my concepts, you know, I gotta be loyal to those things and stick with them. Okay, so that's a big thing. That's very important. And these 8 principles are the things that I cannot break. So loyalty. The next one is observation. All right. So O stands for observation, and the reason why observation is very important is because as a righteous man, you have to be aware, but you also have to have your eyes open. Okay. You can't have a blind eye to things. You know, you can't turn the other way and turn the other cheek when you see something happening. With your 2 eyes and your 3rd eye. Okay. You need to have your eyes open and be observant of the things around you and yourself. Otherwise, you don't know what could happen. You know, you could fall down a dark path and not even know, because you wasn't paying attention to what you was doing for the past month. You know, you wasn't looking. You didn't have your eyes open. You know, now, I mean that figuratively and literally. You didn't have your eyes open, like your eyes were closed. So it's very important to be observant. And then outside of self, it's important to be observant of the world that you live in. Okay, don't be blind to things. Don't be like, oh, I want the world to be this way, so I'm gonna act like this. No, be observant and realize what you want to do in the world and how you want to change the world, and also where the world is at right now. That's a very important thing you need to have when you live a righteous life, because a lot of people see the world through rose-colored glasses. And I'm saying that to myself because I've done it for the longest time. You know, I always like to see people and things, you know, for what's best, like the best in people, basically, right? That's like one of my things. But on this journey, I've learned that I have to see beyond that. I can't just see that. I'm not saying I'm not gonna, see the best in people, but I have to see beyond that as well. I have to see the good and the bad, you know, because if I'm just seeing the good, that's an imbalance. I'm gonna get to the balance part later, because balance also represents what Clocksyn means. But being observant is very important. Being observant of the people around you, the people, you know, in your direct vicinity, far away from you, friends, lovers, anybody, and yourself. You have to be observant in order to live a righteous life. Keep your eyes open. Oh yeah, my bad, John. My phone stopped the video because of storage. I deleted some stuff. Too many goddamn YouTube videos downloaded on my phone. But yeah, observant, okay? Gotta be observant to live this righteous life. And the next one is clarity, okay? And clarity goes right in with observation, because if you're able to observe something and truly observe it and look with both eyes and the third eye, you will see that this world has a lot of problems, okay? So as a righteous man, as a righteous person in general, you'll realize what's really going on in the world, and you'll see that there's a lot of problems in it. And if you're a righteous person, you're not just going to turn the other way. You're going to try and fix it. So one of the things that I live by is to try my best to bring clarity to things, situations, conversations, people's lives, even my own life. Because with clarity comes understanding. And when you understand something, you gain wisdom from it. So if I'm in a group and everybody's arguing and I know the solution, why am I just going to sit out and just not help? If I know I can bring clarity to the situation, get everybody on board on the same thinking pattern, or a similar thinking pattern, even if everybody doesn't agree, just to a calm state to where everybody's like, okay, you know what, I kind of get what's going on. And now we're, on the same wavelength, and I can bring clarity to that situation. That's my job as a righteous person who lives his life, is to do that, bring clarity to things that you can do it to just help people. And this goes for yourself too. If you're like in some type of situation with yourself, do introspection, okay? So like jump outside of your body and look at what you're doing from an outside perspective. That way you can judge yourself, but at the same time, you won't feel judged because you won't feel like yourself. You feel like, oh, that's a different person. So you won't feel so connected. You're like, oh, wow, I feel bad because I just judged myself. No. At this moment when you do this, when you bring clarity to your own situation, it's okay to judge yourself because that's not you, that's somebody else. And obviously, you're not going to feel the repercussions of that person feeling bad as you judge them because it's obviously you. But at the same time, it's not you. So it's like a weird mental trick that you kind of do to yourself to be able to bring clarity to situations that you normally wouldn't be able to do. So when you always think about something from a one person perspective, it's hard to find the answer sometimes. So in order to bring clarity to yourself, look at it from a second perspective or a third perspective almost. Like in a video game, if y'all know, there's first person, and then third person. Kind of do that to yourself and look at yourself from an outside perspective and look at all your negative flaws. And then that will end up helping you find the answers you need to bring clarity to your situation, to really answer your questions and help yourself. So do that. That's what I do, and that's what I try to do every day. And it hurts sometimes, y'all, because like I have these rock solid ideals, but then when I realize like, why am I not moving forward in this area, I do my introspection and bring clarity to the situation. I'm like, okay, I gotta cut that out. I gotta do this, even though I didn't want to. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I come to this new understanding. I bring clarity to the situation that I was confused about for the longest time. But that's what you got to do, So clarity is a huge thing with people around you and yourself. Bring clarity to your life. And so that's what C represents, and that's the principle that I live by, okay? And now we go into the K. None of those things that I said before, those skills and those attributes and those things that you have to live by and do, can happen without knowledge, okay? You can't just become this magical genius that can do all these things if you don't have knowledge. So K stands for the knowledge, okay? So we got C.L.O.C.K. K stands for the knowledge to be able to do these things. You have to acquire knowledge to be consciously aware of things. So, live by by loyalty and have principles. What is loyalty? You got to know what loyalty is, when I say I'm loyal to somebody, they're like, okay, yeah, but like my loyalty is 100%. So you got to know what that is, Seek the knowledge. Learn what that is. Learn these principles. Learn how to really bring clarity to situations. Learn how to be relatable to certain people and empathize with other people. You got to learn those things. Those things don't just magically come on your lap. I had to work hard to become who I am today. It's not just easy, So knowledge is 100% a must with this journey. You have to constantly seek knowledge, no matter what, to continuously grow and become, the best version of yourself. And it becomes much easier when you are consciously aware of yourself, so you know where you're at. So like right now, I know where I'm at in my life. Like I know there's so many new things I have to learn. Like I'm nowhere near the top of the top, okay? But I know what I've done, and I know where I need to go, and I know that where I'm at in my life is exactly what I need to be doing right now, because it's perfectly in line with the plans that I've always wanted for myself. So I'm happy and I'm content. I'm not sad. I'm not like, damn, when am I gonna get there? No, this is just my journey, because I'm consciously aware of where I'm going, and I'm constantly learning new things. So I'm on the path that I know I'm supposed to be on. And I only know that because I constantly seek knowledge. So constantly seek knowledge, y'all. Constantly seek knowledge, okay? And that's what the K stands for. And then we got the last three, which is the S.Y.N. These are personal, more personal attributes that you wanna embody. So self-respect. Self-respect goes for the physical realm usually. So respecting your body. You can obviously take this into respecting your mind, which definitely is a thing. And so self-respect really dawned because I learned about the aspects of knowledge of self. Okay, and so knowledge of self basically breaks down you learning about yourself, like the things you do, the way you think, why you think like that. And so in order to respect yourself, you need to know who you are. Okay, and so when you know who you are, and I'm not talking about like on a genealogical level, I'm talking about just on a basic level. What do you do day to day? How do you talk? How do you how do you walk around? How do you move? You need to learn those little things about yourself. And when you do that, you'll learn to respect yourself. You'll learn to respect when you speak. When you don't speak, those little things that you do, you're like, wow, this person is a pretty interesting person. I would respect that person. I would talk to that person with dignity and respect. So when you can respect yourself, it's much easier to give other people respect. Okay? In a respectful way. Not trying to be no wimp or nothing. Like, you can respect somebody and they will feel that respect because they know, wow, this person respects themselves. And so they respect me, and so they honor that. So respect yourself, y'all. Respect yourself first. And give yourself self-respect. Respect your body. Don't put bad foods in your body, because that's not respecting your physical vessel, okay? And a lot of y'all be like, okay, I'm the spirit, I'm not the vessel, but God gave you that perfect vessel to inhabit, so respect it, okay? Respect the body that you were given. So take care of it. Take care of the mind, the physical brain that you have. Take care of the body, and take care of the spirit. So self-respect goes a long way with that, y'all. And I really want y'all to do that, okay? And this is the principle that I live by every day. I try my best to respect my body, my mind, and my spirit as much as I possibly can. Okay, so that's what S stands for. Now we got two more. We got Y. Y stands for the embodiment of polarity. So I live by the laws of balance. Okay, y'all can look that up. There's different interpretations of like the laws of Mayat. The laws like Libra. Those two things stand for balance. But I like to use the laws of like the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative. You have to be able to live, you have to be able to be consciously aware of those things, because life isn't just all about one or the other, it's balance. You cannot be all negative, you can't be all positive. And you might ask me like, wait a minute, Clocksyn, why can't you be all positive? Because if you're all positive, you'll forget what negativity is, and then you'll fall for a trap. Okay, so you gotta know what negative is, and you gotta know what positive is, and you gotta live in balance. Okay. So when you live in balance, it's much easier to know what's what and what's not, and you can live a righteous life 10 times easier, okay? So live in balance, y'all, and that is the principle that I live by with everything I do, okay? When it comes to consumption of things, when it comes to literally every aspect of my life, I try to apply balance to it, okay? This goes for relationships. This goes for everything, y'all. Apply the aspects of balance, the yin and the yang, the polarities. Okay, push and pull. It all ties in if you really look into it. Okay, and so that basically wraps up what Clocksyn means. But the last pinnacle aspect of what makes Clocksyn is, no matter what you do in this lifetime, no matter how righteous you are, y'all, like, it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, there's still gonna be challenges in this world. Like for me, I try to be the righteous person, never lie, never cheat, never do nothing bad, right? And there's still challenges in this world. Like it's still things that stop me from doing what I want to do. There's still walls, there's still pain, there's still hurt, there's still suffering, and it makes you think like, dang, why am I doing all these righteous things and these bad things are still happening to me, it makes you want to quit. It makes you want to like, wait a minute, there's no reward in doing this stuff, right? It makes you think that type of thing, like, dang, like, is it worth it, right? So the last embodiment of Clocksyn is the will to never give up. Okay, and that's what the N stands for. Is no matter what happens on your journey, you know, through the ups and the downs, you cannot give up. You know, I don't care how low it gets. I don't care what obstacle is in your way. You cannot give up, no matter what. Okay, and that's what the N stands for. The will to never give up, and that is what makes Clocksyn. Okay. And sometimes y'all might hear me say like Clocksyn is separate from me because it's like more like a spirit that I follow, but at the same time it is me. At the same time, you know, it's like duality in a way. So that is Clocksyn. I want to break that down for y'all for those of you that don't know what it is, because I broke it down a while ago, but like it was on a more basic perspective. This is just a deeper video of me breaking down what Clocksyn means. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. You know, I've had it on my mind for a long time. And I was just meaning to make it, but just haven't had the time, y'all. I'm real busy still as of late, and I'm super tired. It's like 5 in the morning right now. I'm about to crash, and new video coming soon. Yeah, y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with me. We going up, and yeah, I'm gonna end this video on a nice note. Peace to the universal family, and yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Love y'all. Peace.